That one was an interaction between a group, the last bit. The bit before that was an interaction between two. The bit before that was just a random call, and the one before was a call somewhere else. So I did rip them off busy night just to acknowledge them. So obviously tonight's bird of the evening is the white-browed babbler, Pomatostomys superciliosus. I don't know how I got that out easily. So basically, I'm the organiser of Bird of the Evening, and because I made a boo-boo, I have to do it. And after spending the weekend at Munghorn on the weekend, we caught a couple of white-browed babblers. So I thought, okay, that's a good bird to do. And when I was doing my research about white-browed babblers today, I noticed that Munghorn Gap had the second oldest recorded babbler, which was 13 years, and the oldest recorded was 15 years, just for interest. So if you want to just change to the next slide. So the white-browed babbler is the smallest member of the family Pomatostomyidae, or the Austro-Papuan babblers, which is a much more reasonable name. So there's 4 species that occur in Australia, are endemic to Australia, and 1 in New Guinea. So this is obviously the New Guinean. Just an interesting thing. So rather small family, like a lot of endemic birds in Australia. We might go to the next slide. So obviously this is a couple of white-browed babblers and the distribution map. So white-browed babblers are gregarious birds that are endemic to central and southern Australia and inhabit dry woodlands, shrublands, heathlands, semi-arid grasslands and open forests. So overall, they clearly don't have a preference for veg type, but they do require a dense understory of either shrubs or spinifex. They inhabit overlapping home ranges from 2 to 9 hectares and forage in groups of 2 to 20. The higher numbers are generally during the non-breeding period. They spend the majority of their time foraging on the ground, but will forage in trees and shrubs. And they are often the central species in mixed feeding flocks. They are insectivorous generalists, but have been observed consuming fruits, seeds, and have also been known, the little buggers, to raid nests. And they've been recorded to eat young of fairy wrens and eggs of wattlebirds, weirdly enough. So,
the eggs or nestlings?
Eggs of the wattlebirds, nestlings of fairy wrens. So we might go to the next slide. So cooperative breeding. So white-browed babblers are like a large group of bushland birds in Australia that are cooperative breeders. White-browed babblers are prolific nest builders, and anybody who's been walking in one of their territories will know that you just see a plethora of unused old nests. They are often... I've already said what I've written. They're cooperative breeders, and it appears that these groups are based around a monogamous pair, but groups have been observed to contain more than one breeding pair. So during the breeding season, they can actually break into groups of 2 to 4 or 2 to 8 birds to breed. So what is considered to be the group in the range will split off into different groups. Now, there's been 3 or 4 studies, some in WA and some New South Wales and some South Australia, that say that the breeding pairs only last for 1 to 3 years. So normally there's a new male or a new female, so they're pretty loose with their breeding. And then obviously because they're cooperative breeders, they have helpers, and the helpers are often young from previous seasons, and they've been observed to aid in nest building, feeding fledglings or attending young, and even also feeding the incubating female. And as in most cooperative breeding groups in Australia, it does appear that it's resource-based. So as you can tell, after wetting our toes with the white-browed babblers, they're a very interesting species, and if you wish to discover more, as Mick's pointed out before, HandsAb on BirdLife is a rich resource. And I literally skimmed the white-browed babbler to just get that. And there's a lot more in there just on white-browed babblers. So I encourage anyone who's a BirdLife member to go on and have a look around. So I still think there's a lot to learn, and hopefully that sparked a bit of interest in the white-browed babbler for you guys. Any questions? No guarantees I can answer them.
Drew, so with cooperative breeding, like say they're in a group of 6 or something, just one pair?
Yes.
Yeah, and the rest?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be of observations. But it does sound like all Australian birds, there's a lot that's misunderstood or not understood. So it may be that there is a bit of chopping and changing. You know, like they found with fairy wrens that there's a bit of outside the monogamy breeding in other territories. Because they also say that their home ranges overlap, so they do actually get birds from other groups come into other groups' areas during the breeding season. So yeah.
So those other
I think-
people in that group aren't breeding?
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
just helps-
anything's up until we can. Probably genetics would tell the truth.
Thank you.
Do they overlap with the grey crowns as well? Home ranges?
They probably do, but I don't. Yeah, they would do for sure.
Distribution?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, their distribution overlaps, so yeah, for sure. There's
We were on an outing a few years back and they were both in the same area.
that would not surprise me.
Much difference between the male and female?
No dimorphism whatsoever. Yeah. Yes.
So what I thought was a Hall's Babbler at Alice Springs.
Got it.
Wondering whether it is there.
If we go back to
Those
that.
are they look reasonably close. I've identified it
One more, sorry.
in my book as a Hall's. But
I mean, if you look-
what's the difference?
If you look at the two pictures,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
very little.
Yeah, they're more white there.
I can't tell you because I've not seen halls. So
No, it would have been
what?
it would have been a white round.
Yeah. Alice, it would have been a white brown. Yeah. But they're often they're the two closest species in mistaken ID because we all want to see halls, obviously. Anybody else? Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.